Here's the other half of Dustin Mathews. I just wanted to stop that right there and just wanted to come in and let you know that did you is you understanding what he's saying here? I want y'all to just take a lot of notes right here and just listen to what Dustin is saying. And this is really could help generate your business and get you started up and running today, and maybe give you an idea. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, maybe you might just get an idea and take it and run with it. All right, with that being said, let's get back into the video. See you here shortly after this.
Into an event or on a webinar, and you saw a speaker up on stage, and what they communicated was, I've got this 673-page workbook. Or how about this one? I've got 1,376 hours of audio and video to make you an internet rock star. How many of you have seen or heard this before? Okay, here's why this happens. How many of you have ever created a book or a product? Let me see, your own book or product. Let me see your show of hands. Okay, small number in this room. For those of you that go through this process, it's a lot. It takes a lot of work to do this. So if you're the product creator, you want to communicate value as, look at all this work I did for you to make your life easier. However, what do you hear? What do you guys hear when I tell you I've got 1,000 hours? Work. Who wants to watch 1,000 hours of anything, right? Even lost episodes, right? 1,000 hours. And so you do yourself a great benefit to speak in benefits. So if something is called the 1,000-page workbook, we can immediately make it better by changing the word work with the word what? Play. So calling it a playbook. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this to your awareness. So I want you to write down what's in it for me. Okay? What's in it for me? All right? You want to speak in benefits. I'm going to give you a couple examples. So if you use the word workbook in your offer, if you use the word manual in there could be better words that we could use to make the offer a lot sexier. As an example, would you rather have the traffic system or would you rather have the endless traffic system? Endless, right? So by immediately just changing one thing in your offer, what you will sell, what you will market, or someone else's product that you're marketing, you can immediately improve it. Are you starting to see this? All right, who wants me to keep going? Okay, good. I'm just making sure I'm in the right place. All right. I want you to write this down. The hot button close. My partner Dave is going to come and talk about this tomorrow, so you've got to make sure you're here in the room for his session in the morning. He's going to talk about the hot button close. And so the biggest mistake that we all could make as business owners, affiliate marketers, entrepreneurs, is to think that everyone buys like us. So where are my visuals in the room? Who's extremely visual? You love infographics, you love Instagram. Let me see your show of hands, okay? That's maybe about, if we're lucky, a third of the room. Where are my engineers? Where are my engineers? You love the schematics. You might enjoy the 1,000-page workbook. Let me see your show of hands. Okay, even smaller amount. How many of you just love experiences? You love to learn by coming to events. You don't want to read, but you'd rather just come to an event and hear people give the strategies or get coaching. All right. So what we learned here is that not everyone buys for your reason, your primary motivator. You may be a visual. And so if your offer is only videos and no coaching calls, or if your offer doesn't include audio, or if it doesn't include the book, you're missing out on a whole part of the marketplace. Does that make sense? Okay. So you got to keep in mind different reasons for different people. So people buy for different reasons. And so I wanted to share with this. How many of you are familiar with this guy, Russell Brunson? Oh, wow, okay. So we worked with Russell. This was him on that show, The Prophet. Have you guys seen the show, The Prophet? I love it. Love it. Here's an offer, and I want you guys have the ability, we've asked Russell, you can take a picture of this, you can write down keywords. I immediately want you to write down the words that resonate with you. So if you take a look at this slide, which is what I'm calling the irresistible offer, if you notice, it looks like the handout in front of you. It's a slide. It's got a bunch of products and services. So the first one that I want to point out is the Cash Now Online Acceleration Program. Do you know what that really is? It's a 6-week webinar series. How many of you want the Cash Now Acceleration Program, and how many of you want the 6-week webinar series? So you see, it's all in the wording. So remember, I shared with you, you want to speak in benefits. So remember, people like to have results when? Now. So why not use words like cash now? And I'm not saying to overpromise. If your system does what it promises and it will help people create cash now, then let's put that benefit in there. The other thing I want you to write down is done for you. How many in this room love done for you? Let me see your show of hands, right? Templates, done for you websites, right? Amen, right? Done for you. There's a very powerful word. So I want you to be thinking about what can be done for you, your prospect. So what can you give them to make life easier? Remember what the objection is, the biggest one. I don't have time, or I would do this program. Great. I've made it easy for you here today. When you invest in the program, you're going to get the done-for-you system, so you don't have to create the website, so you don't have to create the Facebook ads or whatever it is. Does that make sense? So I want you to write down some key words as we go through some of these examples. The other thing I want you to consider are live events. Dave and myself grew up sort of doing live events. We love it. How many of you love live events? Okay, good. I want you to consider as a bonus item adding in a live experience. People really thrive. And whether or not you ever care to be on a stage, I'm sure Vic wouldn't mind if you invited him here. Would you agree? So having an event, a hot button for some people, can be a very powerful strategy. So when they buy your program or someone else's program, bonus in a ticket to your own event, or obviously you could invite them here to 4%. Make sense? All right, so let's go through a couple more examples here. This was an event that we did, and Russell does these events now that are pretty good and fun, but he was that prototypical internet marketer making money in his underwear, and so Dave sold him on, hey, listen, you really ought to do some events. And so what we did is we created a part of his Irresistible offer. They bought the program and they got a ticket to the event called the Millionaire Incubator. And so we did a couple joint events together as a very powerful strategy to instantly make your offer more irresistible. How many of you in this room are considering doing your own live event? Let me see your show of hands. Okay, excellent. And what I mean by a live event, I know some of you are like, wait a minute, Dustin. I've got to get this big event space, put all these chairs, get the AV. No, we can do like lunch and learns. We can do in-your-home experiences, right? They don't have to be large scale. We also help Matt Lloyd. Are you familiar with Matt Lloyd, any of you in this room? We helped Matt at the very beginning start doing this thing called preview models. How many of you have heard of this idea of a preview model? Let me see your show of hands. Oh, that's it? Okay, so a preview model is basically inviting folks into a room generally a lot smaller than this, and presenting your irresistible offer and inviting them to an event. So you can use this in all different ways. Ray Higdon as well. Anyone here familiar with Ray Higdon? Wow, okay, good. I picked some good examples here. Ray really skyrocketed his career. He built a community, and then he started inviting them to live events using irresistible offer architecture. I want to give you a case study of Michelle Villalobos. So where are my lovely ladies in the room? Let me hear you. All right, all right. I want to give some love to the ladies. So Michelle, case study, her challenge was she wanted to have more powerful women at her events. And so she was one of the people that was hesitant to sell. She didn't want to come off as overly salesy. That was her big concern. She obviously wanted to increase conversion, and she wanted to attract the right clients. What kind of clients? The right ones. How many of you have ever done client work? Let me see your show of hands. Okay, how many of you that you've done client work, you've found some clients that you'd rather not work with? Let me see your show. How many of you know what I'm just talking about? Okay, good. All right. So this was her mission. So what we did is we created the Superstar Accelerator. What's the big word I want you to write down? Accelerator. Why? It communicates speed, right? So it communicates speed. Again, her program really does help somebody. If they use the program, right, and use it, they can accelerate their results using this. Now, one of the things that you'll notice there is there's a tagline to her program. So all the great brands have taglines, and so hers is your subscription to freedom, fortune, fulfillment, and fun. So let's stop for a second. If all you saw was this slide on a screen, on a webinar, printed in front of you, And let's say you were in a female and you were in this marketplace. Would you say, well, Michelle, tell me a little bit more? Would this intrigue you a little bit? Be honest, would it? Some of you, yes. Some of you, maybe not so much. And so that's the whole goal of this, is if I can get your offers to be a lot stronger, at least get people to lean in and say, Dustin, tell me more about this offer, then we've got it, right? And so another thing that I want you to write down is a rapid results strategy session, okay? It's a bonus. How many of you like being on the phone? Let me see your show of hands. Like actually, not just texting, but picking up and talking to people. Just one? Two? Oh, okay, there we go. Getting some love here. And the rest of you not so much? Am I right? The rest of you not so much? All right, so you don't actually have to get on the phone yourself. You can actually outsource this. But one of the things we believe at Speaking Empires, you should get in the lives of your customer and get on the phone and figure.
All right, guys. I hope that was a lot of golden nuggets that I shared with you right there. Just didn't want to go too much further into the video. It's very, very long. But Dustin Mathews, if you like this video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button there, and hey, I would love to hear some comments about this video that I just shared with you. And I hope that look forward to seeing you with us, and look forward to seeing you on the inside and see what we can do to get you over that hump. Like I always say, it's your boy Ken, the funnel beast. And with that being said, guys, I want to hold you here any longer. We've been here long enough. But with watching that video again, I just noticed something, or something just clicked in, and I'm gonna go implement it and go forward with this. But with that being said, hopefully y'all got some gold nuggets with that as well. And look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye for now.